And it looks like we're just about to get started here, folks. I'm your commentator, Johnny Rogers, here with the SAU Knights hosting the Reinhardt Eagles on this lovely Thursday night in Laurinburg, North Carolina. The teams are lining up for the introductions and anthem. And your Knights enter this contest with a record of 1 win and 11 losses on the season, looking to gain their second. In just a moment, we'll hear our starting six for both teams. Starting for Reinhardt, number 5, Caroline Hurd. Number 6, Ambria McBride. Number 9, Alma Vasquez Nunez. Number 14, Maria Cordova. Number 15, Catherine Perrin. And number 17, Maria Piliposians. And now your starters for your St. Andrews Knights. Number 2, Paloma Suddy. Number 6, Kaylee Peltier. Number 11, Carmen Wright. Number 14, Samantha Vernatti. Number 17, Zaria Pearson. And number 20, Kalaya Melendez, formerly number 23. And lastly, number 21, Caitlin Ibarra. Your Knights are led by Coach Tessa Smith, and we will now rise for the playing of the national anthem. Set to get started here. Both teams are touching up before we get into the action. We've got a nice crowd here. The fans are ready. Both teams looking excited to get started in this contest. A lot of energy on both sides. Both teams breaking out into their chant, really getting the energy up before we start. Who will come out on top? We will find out. St. Andrews wearing their home whites today. Reinhardt in the road blues. Mere moments from the action here. Reinhardt will be serving first. Number 39, Claudia Klein. No, excuse me, it's the libero, number 9, Alma Vasquez Nunez, to be serving. Knights taking the formation. Serve is up. It's dug out by Suddy here. Suddy with the attack, and it's out of bounds. No good. It'll be 1-0 Reinhardt. No, they get the point. I believe it was tipped. So it's going to be 1-0 Knights here, actually, after the call from the line official. The head coach for Reinhardt has a question for the far side official here. McGugan checks into the game immediately for Peltier. Kaylee Peltier to the bench. Ashley McGugan in now. Serve here coming from Carmen Wright. She's got 46 kills on the season. It's dug out. They set it. Attack coming through. It's dug out again. Knights send it back over. Reinhardt with the set here, and the attack is coming. Vernati gets the dig. McGugan with the set, and then sent back over by Vernati. The libero digs it out. They set it up and attack once more. Melendez can't handle the hot attack, and a kill for Reinhardt there. Gonna knot it up at 1-1. Quick action here. Nice exchange between both teams. Reinhardt back to serve again. Samantha Kramer here sending it over. The set by Wright. Attack coming through now by Suddy. Reinhardt gets it back, sending an attack of their own. Dig by Wright there. And we've got some side court interference, I believe. A loose ball has rolled onto the court and caused a stoppage. I believe the attendants lost control of the ball in the off-court area near the sideline during the point. So we're just going to replay the point here. Serve coming in from Kramer. Suddy tried to return it but couldn't get the dig. It's going to be 2-1 Reinhardt here in the first set. Kramer back to serve again. She sends it over. Dig by Suddy. The set by Wright. McGugan sends the attack over. It's dug out. They set it back. Attack of their own, but a block. Reinhardt gets it back over the net. Wright with the set. Melendez sends it over at the last moment. Reinhardt setting up their own attack, and it's in. A kill for number 6, Ambria McBride. Great attack there by Reinhardt, taking a quick 3-1 advantage in the first set. Kramer back to serve once more, but it's out of bounds. That'll be a free point for the Knights. Very even set here early, 3-2. Number 13, Bailey Zavitsky, back to serve. She sends it over. Reinhardt gets the dig in the set. They attack. Melendez counters, and now the Knights over with an attack of their own. Here comes Reinhardt. Oh, Melendez with a nice dig there, setting up Vernati, and a kill. Great teamwork there by the Knights, knotting it up 3-3 early. Zavitsky back to serve again. She sends it over. Reinhardt with the counterattack by McBride, but McBride reaches. No, it was a violation. The Knights reached over the net early, and they're going to be called. It'll be 4-3 Reinhardt here. Number 4, Sarah Sweet, back to serve for Reinhardt. Senior out of Canton, Georgia here, sending it over. Melendez with the dig once again. Set up by Wright. Vernati with the attack, but it's blocked. Great set and attack there. Just better defense by the Eagles. Sweet sends it over again. The Knights set it up and Vernati attacks, but it'll be a 3-meter violation once again. Reinhardt taking a quick 6-3 advantage. And the Knights are going to call a timeout to settle down here. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Knights come out of the timeout ready to receive the serve from Sweet. Sweet sends it over, but it's out of bounds. That'll be a quick point for the Knights, and they will get the serve. Melendez checks out of the game for Zaria Pearson, number 17. An attack by Reinhardt here, countered by the Knights. They set it up. McGugan with the attack, but it's blocked. Ibarra sets up Vernati. Vernati sends it over. Libero with the setup. An attack comes. It's dug out by Wright, but no one can get there. And that'll be a point for the Eagles. Ibarra to the bench now. And Melendez checking back in the game, the defensive specialist. Serve is up by Chambers. Pearson with the attack. Chambers tries to send it back, but she can't handle it, and that'll be a kill for Pearson. Pearson been very active on the front line this season, already 40 kills. Serve coming in from Zavitsky now, I believe. No, it's Peltier. Dug out by Nunez. They set it up. Send it back over. Zavitsky gets it. They set it up. Vernati with the attack. Pearson tries to go for the block, but can't handle it. Point Reinhardt. I believe that was Maria Piliposcience with the kill there. Freshman out of Cartersville, Georgia. And now the serve. Cordova sends it out of bounds, and Maria Cordova with the error there. It's going to be a point for the Knights. Vernati back now to serve. Zavitsky checks out of the game. Suddy back in for the Knights. Samantha Vernati sends the serve. It's dug out by Sweet. Set up by Cordova, and the attack by Selway for the kill. Allison Selway there with a kill of her own, putting Reinhardt in good position, up 9-6 in this first set. Claudia Klein back to serve now. She sends it over. It's dug out by Vernati. Set up by Peltier. Attack by Wright. It's sent right back. Melendez gets it. Sets up Suddy. Suddy sends it over. But it's going to be a violation. And that'll be 10-6 Reinhardt on the error there. I believe Suddy stepped past the 3-meter line and attacked. Klein with the serve. The dig by Melendez. Bernardi sets it up. Suddy with the attack. Reinhardt digs it out. They set it up a counterattack of their own. They send it. It's blocked by Pearson. And now Suddy's sending it back. Long volley here. Reinhardt counterattacking once again, but it's blocked by Wright. Third counterattack by Reinhardt, but it's dug out by Vernati. They set it up. Wright with the attack of her own, and it's good. That'll be a kill for Carmen Wright. Bringing her to 47 on the season. She's been very active as well. Knights trailing 10-7, but looking to come back here late in the set. Not too late for a counter push. Melendez over to serve now. The defensive specialist sends it. Reinhardt digs it out and sets up their counterattack. Melendez tries to keep it in, but can't handle it on the sideline. That'll be 11-7 Reinhardt. Caroline Curry back in the game for Reinhardt now. Vasquez Nunez back to serve. She sends it over. Melendez tries to dig it out, but a great serve there. It'll be an ace for Vasquez Nunez. 12-7 Reinhardt here in the first set. Vasquez Nunez back to serve again. Dig by Melendez. Wright sends it over. Nunez sets it up. Perrin tries to send it back over. Knights try and send a counterattack of their own, but it's blocked, and that'll be a point for Reinhardt. 13-7 in the first set here. Vasquez Nunez, the senior out of Vigo, Spain, with 42 assists on the season, back to serve once again. She goes to Melendez. Melendez digs it out. Suddy here with the attack of her own and a kill. Reinhardt tried to block, but it wasn't there. 13-8 Knights trailing. Carmen Wright back to serve now. She sends it over. McBride counterattacks. Melendez dives on the floor for the dig. Suddy has it on the backside. She sends an attack of her own. Nunez sets up her teammate. They send an attack. Wright blocks it. Melendez with the set. And McGugan with the almost a kill there, but it was out of bounds. Great attack there, just a little bit outside the line. It'll be 14-8 Knights trailing. Reinhardt to serve once again. Catherine Perrin back to serve. She's got 47 kills on the season. Bernardi handles it. Wright sets it up. Ibarra sends it over. Nunez with the counter, and they counterattack, but it's out of bounds. Caroline Curry tried to send some heat back their way, but it was offline. Zavitsky back to serve now. She sends it over. McBride with a hot attack of her own. Melendez with the dig. Set up by Wright. Vernati sends an attack over. And McBride with another attack of her own. It'll be dug out by Zavitsky. Set up by Wright. And McGugan with the one-touch tap. She tried to do an off-speed attack, but it wasn't there. Blocked immediately. And sent back her way. It'll be 15-9 Reinhardt here in the first set. Your Knights still hanging in there. Sarah Sweet back to serve now. Right with the setup, Vernati with a hard attack. And Catherine Parent could not handle it. That'll be a kill for Samantha Vernati there. The assist by Wright. 15-10 here in the first set. Knights looking to make the comeback. Ibarra back to serve now. She sends it to Sweet. It's set up by Kramer. And the attack by Selway. It'll be a kill there. No, excuse me, offline. It's 15-11 Knights. It's out of bounds. Ibarra with the serve again, but it's a little too strong, and it'll go out over the back line. Reinhardt will freely take the point. 16-11 now. Your Knights still trailing. Ramsey Chambers back to serve now. She'll send it over. Dig by Savitsky, and then an attack by Pearson, and it'll be a kill for Zaria Pearson. Closing the gap to 4, 16-12, your Knights trailing. Kaylee Peltier back to serve now. She'll send it. Nunez handles it. Set up, and it's almost blocked, but not quite there. And that'll be a kill for number 17, Maria Piliposcience. Maria Cordova back to serve now. She's got 57 kills on the season. Melendez handles it. Set up by Peltier. Attack by Wright. It's blocked. But then Piliposcience handles it off the block. Dug out by Melendez. Set up by Peltier, and the attack by Wright. That'll be a kill at the line. Almost blocked, but great power there by Carmen Wright. Closing the gap to 4 once again, 17-13. Your Knights trailing here. Samantha Vernati back to serve now. Off the back line, and they couldn't handle it. Tried to dig it out, was Sweet, but it was too strong, and that'll be an ace for Samantha Vernati. Reinhardt needs a timeout. The lead has been cut to 3, 17-14. Things are heating up late here in this first set. We'll be back in 60 seconds. And just like that, we're back, folks. SAU set to serve here. Vernati is back behind the line. It's a very tight set, 17-14. Your Knights trailing here. The serve goes. Sweet handles it. They set it up. The attack comes back, but it's blocked by Pearson. Great block there. Cuts the lead to 2. Knights are getting excited, showing the emotion on their faces. And Vernati back to serve once again. That attack was from Allison Selway, but it was not strong enough. Vernati sends it. It's dug out. Pearson with the block. Knights cut the lead to 1. Very savvy block there by Pearson, putting her hands up at the perfect moment. Knights are within 1 here, and Vernati's up to serve. Sweet knocks it out of bounds almost, but it's saved. Reinhardt sends it back. Vernati sets it up right with the attack. Nunes sets it up now. Cordova. And Selway with the kill there. Looked like it might have gone out. No, it did go out. Excuse me. No, I lied once again. The scoreboard fooled me. It did go out of bounds. It did not go out of bounds like I thought. Excuse me. I'm losing my mind here. Reinhardt back to serve now. Claudia Klein will send it. Dug out by Vernati. Set up by Peltier, and the attack by Wright. Peltier again, and then Melendez comes in. Here comes Wright with the attack once more, but it's out of bounds. And Reinhardt has quickly jumped out by 3 again, 19-16. Knights looking to tighten it up here and hold it together to bring this set back. Klein to serve once again. Melendez with the dig, almost ran into Suddy. Suddy sets it up. Wright sends it over, a light attack. Reinhardt setting it up, and here comes the attack from Perrin. Vernati with the setup for Suddy, and she'll get the kill. No, it's dug out by Nunes at the last moment. Perrin sends it back. No, excuse me, Cordova. And then the off-speed attack right in the center of the formation. It gets the Knights the point. Very savvy play there by the Knights, finding a hole in the formation and sending it right to the open space. Melendez back to serve now. Knights trailing by 2. Still well alive in this set. Let's see what they do here. Melendez sends it. Dug out by Nunes. Set up by Cordova. And the attack is no good by Silipo Science. Oh, no, excuse me. The block went, yes, it's no good. Blocked and out of bounds. It'll be 19-18 Knights trailing here. Nunes sends it, but it's out of bounds. Knights will immediately tie it back up. Seems we had a scoring error, so it's actually 20-18, excuse me. That last play was out of bounds off of the block. And Reinhardt with a nice kill there by number 15, Catherine Perrin. She sent it right between 2 Knights players. Nearly going over the back line, but falling in at the last critical moment. And Reinhardt sends it out of bounds once again. Zavitsky with the serve here. Knights trailing by 2. Set up by Perrin here. Attacked by Cordova. Blocked, and it's no good. 2 Reinhardt players falling onto each other. And excuse me, I mixed them up. Number 14 is Cordova, and number 15 is Perrin. Zavitsky back to serve once again. She'll send it over to the left side. Dug out by Nunes, diving on the floor. Cordova with the setup, and McBride with the attack, but it's out the back line. No good. A lot of power there. Couldn't get the accuracy. Knights tie it up, 21-21. We've got a very exciting first set here. Let's see who comes away with it. Zavitsky back to serve once again. And it'll go out the back line. Going to be 22-21 Reinhardt after that error on the serve. A rare error from Zavitsky. Sweet sends it over now. It's dug out by Zavitsky, but nobody was ready to help her. And that'll be a quick 2-point advantage for Reinhardt. 2 points away from the set, and the Knights need a timeout. We'll be back in 60 seconds. And just like that, we're back, folks. Reinhardt here to serve. Caroline Sweet to send it over. It's picked up by Ibarra. Melendez with the setup. McGugan going to attack here. Dug out by Reinhardt, and they're going for a counterattack of their own. Melendez diving on the floor right with the set, and Vernati with the attack. Now Reinhardt setting up on their own for Cordova, but it's going to be a violation. Cordova looking to run up and attack there, but it's going to be no good. Knights pull within one, 23-22 here in our opening set. A very exciting one here in Laurinburg. Ibarra back to serve now. She's got 31 kills on the season. Nunez with the setup. Cordova with the attack. McGugan digs it out. McGugan digs it out once again. It's sent back by Zavitsky. Sweet gets it. Kramer hit it, and then Zavitsky tried to dive on the floor and save it, but it's no good. It'll be out of bounds. Set point here for the Eagles. Eagles making a late substitution. Number 42, Asia Kashkina, checking in to serve. Allison Selway checking back in the game as well for the Eagles. Right sets up McGugan. McGugan with the attack. A strong one. Brings Sweet to her knees. Knights try and get the block. Melendez sets it up, and Vernati sends it over. Kashkina sets it. Vernati on the floor digging it out. McGugan tried to get to the net, but she had no more real estate, and that'll be the set for the Eagles. A good point there, just ran out of room. And we'll be back for our second set in 3 minutes. we're back for our second set, folks. Your Knights fell valiantly in that first one, 25-22, looking to reclaim a set here and tie up the match. It's going to be a lineup of Vernati, Pearson, Wright, McGugan, Ibarra, and I believe that is Madison Larimore checking in for the first time. No, excuse me, I believe McGugan will step off for Zavitsky. Peltier stepping back onto the court now. And Pearson will check out. So Pearson, Zavitsky, and McGugan to the bench. Peltier, Ibarra, and Larimore checking in. And for the Eagles, we've got Pilipo Signs on the front line along with Cordova and Perrin. And on the back line, we've got McBride, Vasquez Nunez, and I believe that is Claudia Klein. Wright sends it over. McBride with the dig there. Cordova sets it up, but it's out of bounds by Perrin. Catherine Perrin too strong on the attack. It'll be 1-0 Knights quickly here. Right with the second service. Dug out by Vasquez Nunez. Set up by Perrin. Pilipo Signs tries to send it over, but it's blocked by Ibarra. Cordova sends it over now. Vasquez Nunez with the dig. She sets up McBride. McBride attacks. Dug out by Vernati. A diving effort, and McGugan can't get it back across. Lost some skin there for sure. Great effort by Samantha Vernati. Vasquez Nunez back to serve now. Senior out of Spain by way of Wisconsin. And Melendez reads it perfectly. It'll go out of bounds. That'll be 2-1 Knights on the great read by the defensive specialist there, just letting it fall past. Knights sending Zavitsky back to serve. She's had a busy evening, a lot of serves. It'll be back for Klein. Set up by Perrin. Melendez digs it out. Set up by Wright for McGugan's attack. She'll send it. No, excuse me. Perrin digs it out there. I'm mixing up Cordova and Perrin once again. Sorry. That 14-15 conundrum. Catching your announcer once again. Knights take the 3-1 advantage. Zavitsky serving once more. Klein digs it out. Set up by Perrin. Attack by Cordova, no good. And I did it again. Cordova set it up and Perrin attacked, and I had it backwards. I don't know how many times I'm going to make that mistake tonight, folks, but I will continue to apologize. Perrin here with the serve. Set up by Wright. Attack by Vernati, and it's blocked by Cordova, I believe. And that'll quickly knot it up 3-3 here. An exciting set in the second. Matching suit with the first. Perrin with the serve there, and she'll catch the back line. Nearly clipped it. The Knights thought it was going out, and they'll lose the point there. RU with a quick 5-3 advantage. Turning the tide quickly here. Melendez tries to handle it, but it's too hot, and it goes out of bounds. Zavitsky was chasing it down, but the dig was not there. It's going to be 6-3 Reinhardt here. Perrin serving once again. Dig by Melendez. Set up by Wright. McGugan sends it over, but it's blocked by McBride. And that'll be another point for Reinhardt, taking a 4.73 advantage. Knights need a timeout. Coach Tessa Smith unhappy with what she's seeing. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Knights looking good here so far, just looking to straighten things back out. We've had an exciting first set and followed by an exciting second set. The Knights send out McGugan, Ibarra, Vernati, Wright, Zavitsky, and Melendez. Meanwhile, Reinhardt comes out of the timeout with a group that includes Curry, McBride, Perrin, Cordova, Vasquez, Nunez, and Klein. McGugan with the attack. Dug out by Vernati, set up by Wright, attacked by McGugan again. McGugan will dig it out. Carmen Wright with the setup. Vernati sends an attack. It's dug out by Klein. Vasquez Nunez sets up McBride. McBride sends it over, and it's out. That'll be a point for the Knights. On the side-to-side attack by McBride. Tried to go one side to the other, went a little too wide. And the Knights have brought it back within 3, 7-4 here. Ibarra back to serve now. McBride sends it back, and McGugan with a hard attack at the net. Gets a kill there, 7-5 Knights. Ashley McGugan there with a savvy attack, not giving them any chance to react. Ibarra will serve once again. Klein does get out. Perrin with the setup. No, Cordova with the attack, excuse me. And found a hole in the Knights' defense. No one had time to react. That'll put the Eagles up 8-5 here in the second set. Sarah Sweet, excuse me, back to serve. Sent back over by McGugan. 4 Knights were around it. No one knew what to do. And the ball falls. That'll be 9-5 Eagles here on the miscommunication. Knights making a substitution. Ashley McGugan will go to the bench. Martha Ann Robinson checking in, the freshman from Clover, South Carolina. Sweet back to serve once more. Sends it to Vernati. Vernati with the setup for Pearson. No, it was a false setup. Vernati actually sent the attack, and she'll send the attack once more. It's dug out by Pilipo Science. The setup, and Cordova was getting ready to attack, but it's a violation, and it will be 9-6 Knights on the violation. Kaylee Peltier back to serve now. The freshman out of Ocala, Florida. Vasquez Nunez handles it. The setup. Cordova with an attack. It's blocked, but I believe out of bounds. And it'll be a point for the Eagles, 10-6 in the second set here. Kramer with the assist there, I believe. Kashkina sends the serve now. Set up. Wright with a strong attack. Kashkina couldn't handle it, but Cordova gets there. Kashkina sends it back over. It's handled by Zavitsky. Set up by Peltier. Wright goes for the attack, but it's too strong. Goes out the back line, and that'll be 11-6 Eagles here in the second set. Kashkina here to serve again. Attack by Wright, but she mishit it, and it'll go under the net. I believe she lost her footing there. And that'll put Reinhardt up 12-6. Koshkina with the serve once again. Dug out by Zavitsky. Excuse me, we've got a stoppage here, I believe. Do not think the official was ready for the service. Just going to reset and try again here. Koshkina serves it over. Dug out by Melendez. Peltier gets there to save it from going out of bounds. And Wright tries the attack, but it's no good. It hits the net. And that puts RU up 13-6 here in the second set. Eagles looking to create some separation. Knights looking to keep it close. We'll be back in 60. And we're back. Koshkina with the serve. Dug out by Melendez and Zavitsky. McGugan sets up Vernati for an attack, and it's back to Koshkina. Cordova sets up Pilipo-Science, but it's too strong. No, it was touched by the Knights. That'll be out of bounds. And a 14-6 lead for the Eagles, bringing it up to 8. Knights falling behind here in the set. Oh, but Koshkina with the service error, giving the Knights a reprieve, bringing it back within 7. Samantha Vernati back to serve now. Freshman out of Royal Palm Beach, Florida. Let's see what she's got. It's going to be a dig by Sweet there, but almost blocked her teammate from setting the actual attack, and Cordova could not get there. Hits it into the net. I believe that was Kramer and Cordova that collided there. Bernardi with the serve. Dug by Sweet. Kramer with the setup. Cordova with the attack, but dug out by Vernati. Larimore with the attack. Vasquez Nunez sets it up for Pilipo-Science, and she sends it far and wide, but it was a block. Therefore, it will be a Reinhardt point. 15-8. A 7-point advantage here in the second set for Reinhardt, who leads the match 1-0 already. Cordova back to serve now. She'll send it over. Vernati with the dig. Peltier with the setup for Pearson, but it's too strong and goes far and out of bounds. Nearly clipped the line, but not quite. And that'll put your Knights behind by 8. 16-8 here in the second set. Cordova with the service again. The dig by Vernati. Peltier runs in to set it up. Wright with the attack. Larimore sets it up. Melendez sends it back over. Sweet saves it. Cordova with the setup, and Perrin with the attack. Saved by Peltier once again. Melendez with the setup for Vernati. She'll send it back over. Vasquez Nunez with the setup. Attack by Perrin, but it's not there. Pearson gets it and tips it over, but a violation. They said she carried the ball. And it'll be 17-8 Reinhardt on the tough volley there. A tough break for the Knights indeed. Falling behind by 9 here in the second set. Things not looking good. Cordova sending the serve once again. Melendez will dig it out. Larimore with the setup, but almost ran into Peltier, and they both stopped. Paralysis by analysis there for the Knights. No one knew who wanted to set it. The Knights fall behind by 10. Cordova with the service once again. She'll send it. Vernati with the dig. Set up by Peltier. Pearson tried to do an off-speed attack, but it didn't quite get over the net. Knights falling behind by 11 here. Looking to band together and bring it back. Cordova sends it. Melendez runs up for the set. Peltier, and then attack by Pearson, but it's blocked. Eagles up 20-8, a commanding lead here in the second set. Knights trailing badly, looking to bring it back. Cordova with the service once again. Peltier sets up for Pearson. No for Wright. Wright sends it over. Sweet sets up Pilipo Science, and Vernati digs it out, but no one's there to set it up. Great effort by the Knights, but no one was home for the second touch. 21-8 Reinhardt. I feel like a broken record saying this, but Cordova to serve once again. It clips the net and falls. That'll be a point for Reinhardt. For those watching at home that don't know, unlike in tennis, if you hit the net in volleyball, the service is still valid. And therefore, that is an ace for Maria Cordova. And then Cordova hits it into the net with a service error. That'll bring your Knights back within 13. 22-9 here in the second set. Things not looking good for the Knights, but they're still hanging in there and fighting hard. Melendez back to serve. The defensive specialist leading the team in digs so far this season. Set up by Cordova. The spike by Perrin. Vernati gets it back to the net. Peltier sets up Wright. Wright with a counterattack of her own. Perrin tried to send it over. Cordova was looking to set it up. And they ran into each other. A point for the Knights, cutting the lead to 12. Reinhardt with a commanding lead, but your Knights still very much alive in the set. Melendez back to serve once again. She'll send it over. Dug out by Vasquez Nunez. Set up by Cordova with the spike by Maria Pilipo Science. Dug by Vernati. Set up by Peltier. Wright will get an attack off. Vernati returning from Cordova. Larimore with an attack of her own. Pilipo Science sets it up for Cordova. Cordova sends it. Peltier with the dig. Melendez with the setup and Wright on an attack. Vasquez Nunez digs it out. Sweet sets up Pilipo Science for an attack, but Vernati saves it. Peltier with the setup again. Wright will send an off-speed attack. It's dug out by Perrin. Cordova sets up Pilipo Science. Melendez digs it out. Peltier sets up Larimore. Larimore sending an attack now. Sweet setting up for Cordova. Cordova for Perrin. Perrin sends a hard shot, and it's a point for the Eagles. What a volley there. Very exciting action. And your Knights fall behind 23-10 after that exhilarating point. Thought I was going to run out of oxygen myself. Klein back to serve, and that'll be an error. A quick reprieve for the Knights after that long point. Knights trailing 23-11 here. Right back to serve now. Dug out by Vasquez Nunez. Set up by Cordova and a spike. Vernati with a spike of her own. Dug out by Cordova. Vasquez Nunez sets up Perrin, and Perrin fires one out of bounds. A lot of heat there, but couldn't get it on the court. And that'll be an attacking error for Perrin. Point for the Knights. Knights trailing here 23-12. Right back to serve. She'll send it over. Dug out by Vasquez Nunez. And that'll be another point for your Knights. I believe I made an error earlier. I believe I was calling Allison Selway number 22 and Maria Pilipo Science number 17 by the same name. Larimore runs up and tries to dig it out, but doesn't quite get there, and it falls in front of her. Knights looking at a set point against them. Vasquez Nunez back to serve now. Melendez with the dig, set up by Ibarra. And they'll send it over. Bernardi with the dig here, right with the setup. She sends it to Larimore. Larimore in the attack, dug out by Vasquez Nunez. The setup by Cordova, and McBride with the slow attack. It's blocked but sent in the wrong direction. Martha Ann Robinson tried to handle it, couldn't. And that'll be the set there, 25-13. Your Knights falling down 2-0 against the Reinhardt Eagles. And we'll be back in 3 minutes. And we're back here getting ready to start our third set of action. Both teams taking the court once again. Knights trailing here 2-0, looking to stay alive here and catch a set of their own. Definitely going to be a tough encounter for them here, but not one they are not equipped to overcome. Looks like Melendez has checked out of the game, and I do not appear to see her on the Knights sideline. Not sure what's going on there, but Bailey Zavitsky has adopted the, no, they have just switched positions, excuse me. Melendez at a field position, and Zavitsky taking over the libero role. Vasquez Nunez back to serve now. Dug out by Zavitsky. Zaria tries to send it over, but she could not get it there. I believe her and Melendez had a miscommunication there. Early error there. Reinhardt takes a quick 2-0 advantage, and Vasquez Nunez goes to serve once more. The dig by Vernati, set up by Wright, and Vernati will come up and attack. Cordova with the setup now. Perrin sends it over, but it's blocked. Cordova sets up once again for McBride. Dug out by Zavitsky. Wright sets it up for Vernati. A strong attack there. McBride digs it out for Cordova, and Perrin comes with a spike of her own, and it almost comes up here to the booth. Wow. Carmen Wright almost getting the dig, but a lot of heat on that attack, and that will be a kill for the Eagles, taking a quick 3-0 advantage in this third set. Vasquez Nunez with the serve now, but it's out, and that'll be a quick reprieve for the Knights, taking a 3-1 deficit here. Vernati sends it over. It'll be dug out by Klein. Cordova sets up McBride here. McBride with a strong attack directly into the net. And that'll be a point for the Knights, taking a 3-2 deficit here, cutting the lead. No, excuse me. They're going to say it was not a successful block, and it will be 4-1 for the Eagles. I was mistaken. Pardon me. Mackenzie Burke back to serve it now. Dug out by Zavitsky, but Larimore couldn't get there. Knights falling behind quickly here, 5-1 in this third set of action. Mackenzie Burke back to serve it again. It's off the hands of Larimore, and she can't handle it. That'll be an ace. Eagles taking a quick 6-1 advantage here. Zavitsky with the dig here. Set up by Wright. It's sent by Larimore. They send it back, but a block by Pearson. McBride sends it over. Wright with the dig. The setup by Zavitsky, and McGugan's going to attack. Cordova sends it back. Blocks by Pearson. Vasquez Nunez sending it back for McBride. Dug out by Wright. Zavitsky with the setup. Larimore going to send it over. Vasquez Nunez up with it. Cordova sets it back up for McBride once again. A hot pass, but Zavitsky digs it out. Larimore falls getting to it. Wright sends it back. Cordova with the setup once again. They try and spike it. It's blocked by Pearson, but not enough. And it will go out of bounds. And that'll be a kill there for number 35, Emma Ponkovsky. No, Ponkova, excuse me. Freshman out of the Czech Republic with the kill there. Eagles taking a 7-1 advantage. And then the Eagles are going to quickly serve it out of bounds and purposefully kill their momentum, it seems. Knights trailing by 5 here, 7-2. Pearson checks out. McGugan back in. Zavitsky with the serve. Dug out by Vasquez Nunez. Cordova tries to send it over, but Ibarra fumbles the block. A pile of bodies at the net for the Knights, and no one can get it back. Knights fall behind 8-2. Eagles going to make a substitution here. Sweet and Selway checking back in. I believe McBride and Klein going back to the bench. Knights have a miscommunication on the serve there, and nobody gets it. A few puzzled looks at each other afterwards, and the Knights need a timeout. falling behind 9-2 here in this third set of action. We'll be right back in 60 seconds. And we are back here in your third set of action. Knights trailing 9-2 after the timeout. Going to be a combination of Ibarra, Wright, Larimore, Vernati, McGugan, and Zavitsky for the Knights. Sweet to serve for the Eagles. Larimore and Vernati collide. Wright sets it up. Zavitsky sends it over. Cordova with the setup. Pilipo-Science sends it over. No, excuse me, that's Allison Selway. And Selway will get the kill there. Reinhardt taking a commanding 10-2 advantage. Sweet sends it. Zavitsky digs it out. Right with the setup for McGugan. A strong attack there. Eagles managed to get it back over. Right with the setup for Larimore. Larimore sends an attack, and that'll be a kill for Larimore. The freshman out of Bladenboro, NC, getting the kill at the net there. Knights trailing 10-3 here in this third set of action. Still very much alive. Looking to get some momentum going here. Kaylee Peltier back to serve now. Peltier to send it over. Cordova with the setup. Selway will send an attack of her own. Zavitsky digs it out. Peltier with the crafty attack, just sending it immediately. Selway with a hard shot, almost blocked there by Robinson. Zavitsky tried to get a piece as well, but it had too much, too hot to handle, as they say. Eagles take a commanding 11-3 lead here. Asia Kashkina back to serve once again for the Eagles. And she'll commit a service error immediately, cutting the lead to 7. Your Knights trailing 11-4 here. Larimore looking to check out for Melendez, who will check back in. Sends the serve. And a strong attack there by Pilipo-Science. Vernati gets it. Selway sends it back, and then back forward. Zavitsky digs it out. Peltier with the setup for Vernati. It's blocked, but Melendez is there. Vernati sends it back once again. The dig set up by Cordova, and Selway will send an attack of her own. Peltier sets it up for Ann Robinson, but she can't quite get it over. And that'll be an error there from Martha Ann Robinson. Cordova back to serve now. Peltier with the setup. Vernati with a strong attack. It's blocked. And then sent immediately by Pilipo-Science. I believe that was a violation. And that'll cut the lead to 12-5 on the double touch there. Ibarra back to serve. Cordova with the setup. Pilipo Science can't quite handle it. I believe it was for Selway, and she mistimed the jump. Knights cut the lead to 6. Pilipo Science will check out of the game, and Caroline Curry will check back in. Ibarra back to serve once again. Set up by Cordova here. A strong attack by Curry, dug out by Melendez. Vernati sends the off-speed attack, and it's there. Selway dove to try and save it, but not quite. Knights cut the lead to 5, 12-7 here in the third set of action. Ibarra with the service, dug out by Vasquez Nunez. Cordova with the setup once again, and Perrin with a strong attack this time. Set up by Pelletier. Vernati going to send it hard for Cordova, and that's going to be too hot to handle. Great kill there. Nice charging back, cutting the lead to 4. A valiant effort here in the third set. I believe we've got some moisture accumulating on the court. We're going to take a brief pause to wipe it away, and then we'll be right back into the action. Ibarra here to serve. She'll send it over. Selway digs it out. Set up by Cordova. Curry looking to send some heat. It's blocked by Pearson, but too strong. And it'll be a point for the Eagles. Knights fall back behind by 5. Still within reach. Klein with the serve now. Dug out by Zavitsky, and a strong attack by Pearson. That'll be a kill. Zaria Pearson with the snipe there right on the sideline. Knights cut the lead to 4. Fighting hard here in this third set to stay alive. Right with the serve here. Dug out by Klein. Set up by Cordova. Perrin with a hard spike, but it's blocked by Vernati and Pearson. Great do effort there. Knights cut the lead to 3, 13-10 here. Looking to make the comeback a reality. Wright sends it over. Dug out by Vasquez Nunez. Cordova sets up McBride, but it's too strong, and it'll be out of bounds. Knights cut the lead to 2 on the air by McBride. Right back to serve once again. Klein digs it out, sets up. Knights get it back over. Klein tried to dig it out, but no one was there to help her. Knights cut the lead to 1. Crowd really getting into it now. And the Eagles need a timeout. We'll be back in 60 seconds. And we're back after a brief intermission. Knights charging back hard in this third set, trailing 13-12 after being down as much as 10-3. Right with the serve, it's dug out by Vasquez Nunez. Cordova dives on the floor to save it. And Klein tried to send it over, but I believe she was out of the playing area. And they're going to call that a violation. Point for the Knights to tie it up. A truly valiant effort here by the Knights, dominating this set after trailing big early. And Cordova's going to wipe up the spot where she took a spill. A lot of moisture accumulating on the court, only to be expected as we get later in the game. The players are exerting themselves and beginning to perspire. And it looks like the condensation has been evaporated, so we will get back to the action. No, we need the towel again, it seems. Could be a much-needed rest for the players. Get their energy back for some explosive movement. Right with the serve now. Dug out by Vasquez Nunez. Cordova sets up Perrin. Perrin with a hard shot blocked by Pearson and Vernati. Cordova sets it up again for McBride. McBride goes over. Vernati sets it. No, right with the set. McGugan with the attack. Klein diving on the floor. Cordova sends it back. Melendez saves it. Sets up Vernati. Blocked, but Melendez saves it once again, but no one's home. A great effort there by the Knights. Just ran out of bodies, and they fall behind 14-13 here in the third set. Vasquez Nunez back to serve now. The defensive specialist sends it over. Zavitsky digs it out right with the setup for Pearson. Pearson with a great attack. It's tipped and a kill for Zaria Pearson to bring it back to 14 apiece. Good team play there by the Knights. Really showing some heart, facing elimination in this third set. Not going away without a fight. Vernati back to serve now. Melendez will check out of the game. McGugan back in. Larimore back in. Dig by Klein, set up by Cordova, and they go for the spike. And it's not there. Blocked by the Knights. No! They're saying it will be Reinhardt point. Excuse me. Emma Ponkova there with the spike. Mackenzie Burke back to serve now. Vernati digs it out. The setup by Wright. McGugan will attack, and it's in. A kill for McGugan in the back right corner of the box. Great accuracy there. Excellent kill by Ashley McGugan. Not surprising, given that she currently leads the team in kills. Zavitsky with the serve. Dug out by Burke. McBride sends it over. Vernati digs it out. Set up by Wright, and McGugan with a strong attack again. McBride, but McGugan with the block. And then Ponkova sends it over. Knights claiming she reached across the net, but it will not be awarded, and Eagles take the point to take a 16-15 lead here. Sweet dives on the floor to try and save it, but can't get there. And that'll be a point for the Knights to tie it up once again, 16-16. A true nail-biter of a set, back and forth. Tug of war going on here. No side giving an inch. Kaylee Peltier back to serve now. She clips the net. It's tipped up by Cordova. Ponkova sends it back. Cordova sends it over. Set up by Vernati. Peltier sets it up, and Marianne Robinson sends it far and wide, and it'll be a point for the Eagles. Knights claiming it was blocked, but the referees do not seem to be agreeing with them. And I believe Reinhardt will take a 17-16 advantage off of that shot there. Asia Kashkina back in to serve. Zavitsky digs it. Set up by Peltier. Strong shot by Larimore, but a little too wide. Eagles go up by 2, 18-16 here. The Knights were fighting valiantly, but they're beginning to slip a bit. Kashkina with the serve. Zavitsky with the dig. Peltier with the setup. Sent over by Ibarra. Cordova digs it out. And an error on the setup by Mackenzie Burke. She was looking for Selway on the side for a spike, but she sent it up and over the outside of the net, cutting the lead to 1. And once again, Larimore checking out for Melendez. And she's back to serve once again. Pardon me. Melendez currently leading the team in digs, here to serve it. The setup and the spike. Caroline Curry with the kill there to take a 2-point advantage for the Eagles. Maria Cordova back to serve now. Zavitsky digs it out. Peltier with the setup. A looper for Ibarra. She tried to float it up and then back down on the back, but it had a little too much air under it. Eagles take a 3-point advantage here, 20-17. Cordova to serve now. Knights trailing by 3 here in an elimination set. They could still come back, but they need to fight. Cordova sends it, but it's out. Great read there by Melendez. Thought about touching it, but then leaned out of the way. Knights cut the lead back to 2. Ibarra with the serve. Dig by Selway. Cordova with the setup, and Selway with the spike, but it's blocked by Marianne Robinson and Zaria Pearson. The 2 freshmen combining for the block there, cutting the lead to 1. 19-20 here. Your Knights trailing, but fighting hard. Ibarra sends it. Selway digs it out. Cordova with the setup and a hard spike by Caroline Curry. Melendez dove to try and save it. Looks a little shaken up on the play, but she's back on her feet. Tough break there for the Knights, trailing by 2 still. Claudia Klein back to serve now. Klein sends it, but it won't make it over the net. Knights cut the lead to 1 with the service error by Claudia Klein. Knights making a few substitutions. Carmen Wright back to serve now. Dug out by Vasquez Nunez. A set by Cordova and an attack by Perrin, but it's blocked by Vernati. And the Eagles didn't know what to do. Knights tie it back up, 21-21. A great point there. SAU hanging in the match, facing elimination. They need to win this set to stay in it. Wright sends the serve. Dig by Klein. Set up by Cordova, and Perrin with the attack. Pearson went for the block once again, but missed time the jump. Eagles take a 1-point lead here. 22-21. We're coming to the back end of this third set, and it is down to the wire. Vasquez Nunez back to serve now. She'll send it. Zavitsky digs it out awkwardly. Gets it to Wright, who gets it over. The Eagles have it now. Klein digs it back. Vasquez Nunez will send it. Zavitsky sends the setup to Wright. McGugan with a strong attack and a kill to bring the lead back. 22-22, a tie. Great team effort there by the Knights. Finished off by Ashley McGugan. Melendez checking back out. Larimore back in for the Knights. We've got an exciting one here. 22-22 in the third set. Your Knights trailing 2-0, looking to stay alive and bring us to a fourth set of action. Can they pull it off? When we come back, Vernati will be serving. Currently second on the team in kills. Freshman out of Royal Palm Beach, Florida, has been an X factor for the Knights so far this season. Winning one Player of the Week award already, looking for another. Vernati sends the serve. Dug out by Vasquez Nunes, set up by Cordova. Wright gets it, goes for Larimore. Larimore attacks, but it's too strong and goes out the back. And the Knights looking for a touch once again, but not receiving it. Eagles looking to close out the set, leading 23-22. Knights hanging on by a thread. Can they stay in it? Burke sends the serve, but an error. Mackenzie Burke right into the net, keeping the Knights alive. 23-23 in our third set of action. Knights looking to advance to the fourth. Zavitsky back to serve. She'll send it over. Dig by Burke, set up by Cordova, and a great kill there by Pankova to set up set point. Knights trailing by one, looking to stay alive in the set. A score by the Eagles here will end the match. Zavitsky digs it out, right with the setup. McGugan with a hard shot off the front line. Selway tried to keep it in, but it was too hot to handle. And that'll be a kill for Ashley McGugan. She's approaching the 100 kill mark for the season. No small feat indeed, and she gave her team one when they needed it the most. Kaylee Peltier back to serve now. Similar to tennis, in volleyball, to win the set, you must win by 2 points. With a current 24-24 tie, either team needs at least 26 points to win the set. Got a brief stoppage here. The official going to the scores table to have a word with the stat keepers. Knights fighting very hard here in this third set, trailing 2-0. Looking to pull one out. Peltier with the serve. Dig by Burke. Sent back by Cordova, and it's in. She'd been setting up every time, and she went to the immediate attack with no set pass. Knights were not expecting it. Went off the sideline, and no one reacted. Knights trailing by one here, facing elimination. Koshkina back to serve. She sends it. Zavitsky digs it out. Set up by Peltier. Larimore gets it over. Sweet digs it out to Burke, and then Burke to Selway. Peltier with the bump. The set pass here. Larimore tips it over, and it's a kill for Larimore. Madison Larimore with a very crafty play there. The off-speed attack caught them sleeping, expecting a hot-to-handle pass, and they didn't know how to react to the knuckleball. Works in baseball, works in volleyball. You hit them with a changeup when they're expecting the heat, folks. Fools them every time. Melendez back to serve now. 25-25 in this exciting third set. Both teams vying for. Burke to Cordova. Cordova over to Curry. Peltier sets it up for Vernati. Vernati gets it. And Sweet could not handle it. Tried to dig it out to her teammate, but didn't quite get it to her. Eagles need a timeout. Knights with set point at their fingertips. Looking to set up a comeback here. It's not over yet, folks, and we'll be right back in 60 seconds. And we're back, folks. Oh, no, excuse me. My eyes played a trick on me. Reinhardt was walking on the court, and Melendez was merely practicing her serve. The referees blow in the action with the whistle. Melendez sending the serve now, the defensive specialist. Two Eagles converge for it. Cordova sets it up. Selway with a hard shot. Savitsky digs it out, and then to Peltier. Ibarra gets it over. Cordova with the setup again. Selway sends it. Dug out by Melendez. Peltier with the setup. Vernati with the strong attack. Cordova sends it. Blocked by Vernati. Cordova sends it again. Sends it over to Selway. Blocked by Marianne Robinson. And the Knights win the set. Great point there. The crowd goes wild. Electric energy here in Laurinburg. From the jaws of defeat, the Knights snatch a victory in the third set after trailing by as much as 10-3. We will now be entering a fourth set of action with the Knights still very much alive in the match. Trailing 2-1 now. And we're back here with our third set of action. McBride with a hard shot, saved by Melendez. Right sets it up, and Vernati too strong on the attack. This time the hit, and it'll be wide. It's going to be 1-0 Eagles here in our fourth set of action after a valiant comeback in the third by your St. Andrews Knights. Vasquez Nunez back to serve now for the Eagles. Dug out by Vernati. The setup by Wright, and Vernati with the attack. It's blocked. Melendez sends it over. Cordova sets up Perrin. And that's going to be a violation. It'll be Eagles ball. No, Eagles point, excuse me. Quick 2-0 lead here for the Eagles. Melendez to Wright, Wright to Pearson. Pearson with a strong attack. Wright dives on the floor to save it. Zavitsky goes out of bounds to save it. Sent over by Melendez. Vasquez Nunez to Cordova. Cordova to Curry, and Caroline Curry with the kill there on a strong attack. A lot of power there. A quick 3-0 for the Eagles in the fourth set here. Very reminiscent of the third. A slow start for the Knights. Vasquez Nunez sends it now. Dug out by Melendez. The setup by Wright. Vernati sends it over. Dug out by Klein, and she somersaults out of it. Wow, what a dazzling move there. Vasquez Nunez gets it over. Right to Pearson, blocked. Vernati gets it to Zavitsky. Zavitsky can't get it back over. And the Eagles take a quick 4-0 lead here in the fourth set. Vasquez Nunez with the serve now. Dug out by Melendez. Wright sets it up for McGugan. McGugan gets it over with a bump. Cordova sets up McBride. A strong shot, and McGugan and Pearson can't manage to block it. Ambria McBride with a kill there that had some power behind it. Vasquez Nunez once again. Dig by Melendez, set up by Wright. McGugan with an attack, but it's wide and out of bounds. I believe it was touched by the Eagles, and we're going to say that's a point for St. Andrews. Off of the attack by McGugan. A kill there for her, to her credit. Had a lot of power behind it. Vernati to serve now. Tough dig by Vasquez Nunez. They managed to get it over. Wright sets up McGugan. McGugan with the attack. They tried to block it. Vasquez Nunez with the setup. Cordova sends it over. Vernati to Wright. Wright to Larimore. Larimore sends a hot shot. They can't handle it. Eagles will send it out of bounds. Kill there for Larimore, I believe, and or an attacking error by the Eagles. I couldn't quite tell what happened at the net. Knights cutting the lead down to 3, 5-2 here. Vernati to serve. Vasquez Nunez digs it out. Cordova sets up Perrin. Perrin can't get it over. Blocked by Larimore. Cordova sets up Perrin again. And Larimore with the crafty block to send it back. Knights cut the lead to 2, 5-3 here in the fourth set. Looks like we have some condensation accumulating on the court once again. Bernardi sends it over. Vasquez-Nunez with the dig. Cordova with the setup. And Curry with a hard shot. She has been sending some absolute bombs across the net. Unrelenting. Eagles take a 6-3 advantage. Burke back to serve now. Pearson sends it over and touches it in near the back line. Great shot there from Zaria Pearson. She'll get a kill to her credit. They cut the lead to 6-4 here. Zavitsky with the serve now. McBride attacks. Zavitsky digs it out once again, right with the setup. Bernardi with a hard shot and a kill there. Cutting the lead to 1. Samantha Bernardi from behind the 3-meter line sent an absolute missile. Forcing the Eagles to dive on the floor, and even then they couldn't handle it. Zavitsky back to serve once again. Knights trailing by 1, 6-5 here in your 4th set of action. McBride with a strong spike. Couldn't get the block there for the Knights, and that'll be a kill to her credit. Knights trailing here 7-5, and it'll be a service change. Sarah Sweet back to serve now. Dug out by Zavitsky. Wright gets up for McGugan. It's blocked. Wright sets up Larimore on the backside, but it's too strong. Far and wide. Eagles will take a 3-point advantage, 8-5, after the error by Larimore. Sweet to serve once again. Dig by Larimore. Set up by Wright for McGugan. And McGugan puts it up but out. And that'll be an attacking error for Ashley McGugan there. Knights fall behind by 4, 9-5. Sweet sends it. McGugan with the dig. Wright with the setup. Ibarra sends it over, and nobody's home. Sweet diving on the floor. Couldn't get there. Knights cut the lead to 3, 9-6. Trailing overall 2-1 here in our 4th set of action. Kaylee Peltier back to serve now. She sends it. Vasquez-Nunez with the dig. Cordova with the setup, and Curry sends it to the back line for Vernati. Peltier digs it out, sets up Larimore with an attack of her own. Ibarra with the block, but it's still alive. Zavitsky sets it up for Peltier. Peltier puts it over the net. Cordova with the setup for Selway, but then Zavitsky digs it out, and then Peltier gets caught with the double touch. An unfortunate sequence there for the Knights in what looked to be a good point, now trailing by 4, 10-6. Ramsey Chambers back to serve now. Bernardi with the dig. Sets up Larimore here. Soe goes for a spike of her own. Dug out by Zavitsky. Peltier sets up Vernati. Vernati with the low touch. It's out the back, but the Eagles managed to save it. Vernati with a bump here. A setup by Peltier and a strong hit by Martha Ann Robinson for the kill. Knights cut the lead to 3, 10-7 here. Very reminiscent of the 3rd set. Knights not going away without a fight. Melendez back to serve it now. Sweet gets it, sets up for Cordova, to Selway, and Selway sends a hot shot to the back line. Nobody home, extending the Eagles' lead to 4 once again, 11-7. Allison Selway with the kill there. Maria Cordova back to serve now. Dug out by Ibarra and sent back. Set up by Vasquez Nunez. Pilipo Sayans sends it over. Bernardi with a strong attack of her own. Dug out by Sweet. Cordova puts it up. Selway sends an attack of her own. Saved by Bernardi, but her defender couldn't get there. Too much traffic. Eagles extend the lead to 5. 12-7, your Knights trailing here. Cordova to serve once again. Sends it to Melendez. Peltier sets it up for Vernati, and a strong attack there for a kill. What a shot by Samantha Vernati there. Caitlin Ibarra back to serve now for the Knights. Knights trailing by 4 here in our 4th set. Sweet sets it up. Cordova to Pilipo Sayans. She gets it over. Melendez with a setup for Vernati. Vernati gets it over. Cordova digs it out. Vasquez Nunez with the set. Selway coming for a spike of her own, but it's out the back. No touch by the Knights, and that'll be a point for them. Cutting the lead to 3 once again. Trailing 12-9 here in our 4th set of action, looking to stay alive. Barr sends it over. Selway sends it up and then gets it back on the attack. Peltier sets up Ann Robinson. Cordova sets up Selway. Selway with a strong spike. Melendez digs it out. Peltier gets it over. Cordova setting up Pilipo Sayans again. Peltier tried to dig it once more but couldn't get there. High pressure effort there for the Eagles. Putting a lot of strain on this Knights defense. Claudia Klein with the serve. Melendez digs it out. Set up by Peltier, gets it over to Vernati. Klein dives on the floor. What an effort. They set up Perrin for the shot, but she hit it into the net, mistimed her attack. And that cuts the lead to 3 once again, 13-10. It'll be a service change with your Knights serving once again. Carmen Wright back to serve now. Set up by Cordova. McBride looking to make an attack, but it's blocked by McGugan. Believe it was a violation on the block there. Going to be Eagles point. Knights trailing by 4 once again, 14-10. Melendez digs it out. Wright sets it up. Vernati gets it over. Klein to Cordova. Cordova to Curry, but it's blocked. Klein back again for McBride. McBride sends the attack. Zavitsky digs it out. Wright sets up McGugan. McGugan with a spike, but it's blocked, but out of bounds. And that'll be Knights point. Great kill there by Ashley McGugan. Fighting off the block. Bernardi with the serve here. Over to Vasquez Nunez. To Cordova. Cordova to Curry with a hard shot. No, excuse me, that's Perrin. 15, not number 5. Perrin there with a hard kill on the shot. Knights could not manage the block. Too hot to handle. Mackenzie Burke back to serve for the Eagles now. She sends it over. Zavitsky saves it right to Pearson. Pearson sends the attack, but it's too far to the side. Tried to touch it in bounds. Couldn't quite get it there. Knights fall behind by 5, facing elimination here in this set. Burke to serve once again. She sends it. Zavitsky saves it. Wright sets up Larimore. Larimore sends the attack. Dug out by Vasquez Nunez. Cordova sends it over to McBride. Blocked by Pearson. Zavitsky gets it up. The setup for Wright. McGugan now. Burke with the dig. Klein keeps it in, and Vasquez-Nunez sends it over. Wright sets up McGugan once more. Straight back to Klein. Cordova sets up McBride with a hard shot, but Zavitsky managed to dig it out. Wright gets it over, and it was going to fall in. Burke couldn't decide if she wanted to play it or not and got there late. Great shot there from Carmen Wright for a kill. Knights hanging in there, trailing by 4, 16-12 here in our fourth set of action. Still very much alive. Bailey Zavitsky to serve now. Vasquez-Nunez shanks the dig. A very rare error from the defensive specialist. She has been very reliable tonight for the Eagles. Zavitsky to serve once more. She gets it to Burke. Burke to Cordova. Cordova up for McBride, looking to attack, and it's blocked by McGugan. Cordova sends it back. Zavitsky to Wright. Right to Ibarra. Ibarra sends it over. Klein has it now. Over to McBride. Off her face. Klein sends it back over. Right to Ibarra. A hard spike. Blocked by McBride. And that'll be 17-13 Eagles on the block by Ambria McBride there. The attempted kill by Ibarra, I believe. Caitlin Ibarra. Sarah Sweet in the serve now. Dug out by Zavitsky, set up by Wright for Ibarra once again. And they'll say, I believe it was not tipped, so it will be an error. Knights trailing by 5. 18-13 here in our fourth set of action. Sweet serving once again, but it's an error. Knights earning a gentle reprieve, only trailing by 4 now, 18-14 here in this fourth set of action. Facing elimination, looking to stay alive. It'll be a service change, and we have Kaylee Peltier coming to serve once again for the Knights. Peltier sends it over. Dug out by Burke, set up by Cordova for Curry. Curry sends a moonshot, but Peltier saves it. Gets it to Larimore, but Larimore can't direct her attack, and it goes out, bringing the lead back to 5 for the Eagles. What an unfortunate series of events there for the Knights. Fighting off what looked to be a salvo of an attack, only to commit an error of their own. And it looks like the Knights need a timeout, trailing 19-14 here in our fourth set of action. We'll be back in 60 seconds. And we're back after a brief intermission. Eagles looking to serve here. Ramsey Chambers back to send it over. Zavitsky and Bernardi on the back line for the Knights. Too much on it, and it will be an immediate service error coming out of the timeout. Lead cut to 4. Knights trailing 19-15. Melendez checking back in the game to serve. Melendez sends it over. Dig by Sweet, set up by Cordova. Selway sends a hard shot to the back line, and Zavitsky can't fight it off. Knights trailing by 5 here, 20-15. And Pilipo Science there with the kill. Cordova sending the serve now. And it's an error. Knights cut the lead to 5. Trailing 21-16. Coming to the critical part of the set. Still well alive. Need to make a push here. Barr sends the serve. Dug out by Selway. Set up by Cordova for Pilipo Science. It's blocked by Pearson. Vasquez Nunez sends it back for Selway again. And it's out the back line. That's going to be a point for the Knights. Melendez dove, but it actually worked out that she didn't get there. Knights trailing by 4. Barr sends the serve. Sweet dives to save it. Cordova setting up Selway once again, and that'll be a kill. Selway and Pilipo Science on that left side, creating some problems for the Knights. Klein back to serve now. Zavitsky digs it out. Set up by Peltier. And Robinson sends it over and gets the kill. Pilipo Science and McBride were there for the attempted block, but they couldn't handle it. Knights trailing by 4, facing elimination here in our 4th set. Carmen Wright back to serve now. 18-22 here. Klein dives for it to Cordova. Perrin, with a hard shot. Fought off by Melendez. They set up Vernati. It's blocked, but they couldn't handle it. Dug out by McBride, and it goes towards the sideline into the audience. Fans cowering for their safety. Knights gaining some momentum, trailing by 3 here at the critical moment of the set. Still very much alive. Eagles going to call a timeout. We'll be right back. And we're back with Carmen Wright sending the serve. Fought off by Klein, set up by Cordova. Pilipo Science sends it, but it's fought up by Zavitsky. Bernati dove and tried to save it, almost flew into the pole. She seems to be okay and unharmed, though. Knights trailing by 4 here. Eagles only 2 points away from a match victory. And Knights going to call the quick timeout. Very little margin for error here late in the set. Going to need to come up with a game plan to close it out if they want to stay alive in this match. We'll be right back. And we're back after the timeout. Your Knights looking to stay in the match here. Alma Vasquez-Nunez back to serve it now. Over to Zavitsky. Set up by right. Pearson with a hard shot. It's blocked. Cordova with a setup for McBride. McBride going to attack. It's blocked by Pearson. Cordova to the back line. And Perrin sends the attack, and they can't handle it. That'll be set point here. Match point here for the Eagles. Vasquez-Nunez looking to put it away here. Zavitsky digs it out. Back to Vernati. Back to Zavitsky. She gets it over. Curry with a hard shot at the front line, and that'll be the match. Caroline Curry with the kill to win it for the Eagles. And the Reinhardt Eagles defeat your St. Andrews Knights 3-1 here in Laurinburg. I'm Johnny Rogers, and this has been an SAU Knights broadcast. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time.